this video I'm going to talk about our basic foundation chain. I've showed you in a previous video on how to make the chain. Now I want to talk about parts of the chain. The front of the chain, let me zoom in here. The front of the chain is the part that looks like the V. The back of the chain is the one that has the bumps on it. And the instructions you have might want you to do back loop only, and usually that just means the top loop of the chain, because a chain is like the top of other stitches. It'll have that V across the top when you do your rows of stitches. So one way to do is to work in this top loop only, and this is how I'm on most projects, is what I do to work a chain. And I'm going to just show you here, working in this top loop, what effect it has. I'm going fast. This is not showing you how to make a single crochet. I just want to show you the different results you get from working in the top loop. See, in the top loop only, you get this little, almost looks like a twisted string right here on the edge. And I'll show you what it looks like on the back. On the back, you can see the other part of the chain, how that looks. Okay. Another way to crochet in the chain, I'm going to pull some of these out here, is to go under the top two loops. And I think most people crochet this way. I don't, because it's not as elastic. So but that's where you go and you poke underneath and you have two loops on top, like this. And I'm just showing you with single crochet. You can do this with any number of any sort of stitch. And I am fairly sure this is how most people do it. Like I said, I usually do it just in the top loop. And this is what it looks like on the edge. Very similar as the other one, but it's tighter. And it doesn't stretch as much as the other way. And this is what it looks like on the back. I think on the back it's a little more neat than going just through the top. The reason I go just through the top is when you come and do a border, you want to go into the other side of the chain. But that's what it looks like when you go through the top two loops on your chain. Okay, and now I'm going to take it out. There's still another way to do it, and that is working on the bump on the back of the chain. This is a neat way if you're not going to add a border later. It kind of gives this edge a finished look. So when you do it, you work in the bump on the back of the chain, and it's a little more difficult to do because you have to really poke your hook in there. But I really like the results of this, especially if you're just going to do a single crochet row to make a tie or something like that. The other edge will look finished, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me get a few stitches done and you'll be able to see. And you just go into that bump on the back, just like that. Okay, and this is the top of your stitches. Now look at the bottom of your stitches. They look the same. They leave V's as well. So if you want the top of your stitches and the bottom of your stitches to look the same, you work in the bump on the back of the chain. And it gives them a really nice finish. So those are the parts of the chain that you work in and the different results that you get. I hope this helps. Happy crocheting.